Florida State. It's a big one. Uh, at the time, Florida, Kentucky were pretty big ones. Uh, at VCU, the VCU Old Dominion was a pretty intense rivalry. And I think they're a lot of fun to be a part of, and obviously a lot of emotion and drama involved in the build-up, I think it's great for the game. Anytime you get that type of passion about what you do.
Do you have to coach differently, keep your team from getting too high?
No, I think your team's got to understand, how to play to their identity, no matter who you're playing. Whether it's your rival or whether it's just a regular game. I think you want to have your team to develop a level of consistency, and obviously you're dealing with human beings, so the emotion will be there as well. So that's something that I think the little mental aspects of the game that you deal with. But overall, no, I don't think you coach any differently than you would any other game.
What have the players told you about this rivalry, since this will be your first game against Auburn?
Nothing. Nothing. We haven't. We'll practice here this afternoon. So I'm hoping our guys' focus is on more an opportunity to win a game, an opportunity to advance our cause, as opposed to anything personal or emotional in terms of us against Auburn.
Well, after the 3-game losing streak, it must feel good to be back at 500 in the SEC.
Well, it always is good to win. I enjoy that. Beats the alternative. But I think I see progress in our team. I see us maturing and getting better in areas that we need to get better at. And I think it's the guys are understanding better, what we want and what we have to do, which is good. We just need to continue with that growth.
Do you expect to get their best shot on Saturday, given the fact that sure a big crowd, sure a pretty hectic atmosphere?
Yeah. I think I think it'll be a very highly contested game. I'm sure both teams will be trying to give it their best. You got not only the rivalry, but obviously we're both fighting for survival here in the West and trying to put ourselves in position to have successful years and win the game.
With 2 wins in a row, do you feel your team's kind of in a rhythm right now, or is it still any kind of feeling out, especially in conference play?
My whole thing is day by day. I'm a big believer in that. I don't think the past has anything to do with what we're doing now. Obviously, when you're dealing with young men, there's a certain level of confidence and swagger that you want your guys playing with, and winning helps that. But I don't think Saturday's win had any impact on what we did last night. We had to come in and we had to play LSU. We had to focus on what we needed to do to beat LSU. So this next game will have no bearing on what we did yesterday. We've got to prepare and be focused on the task at hand. So that'll be where our mindset is.
When you were debating whether or not to come, and you were talking to people about the job here and getting to know Alabama, how much did Auburn come up, if at all? Somebody might say, that's the one you need to win, that kind of thing.
Never heard that.
Really?
That may be more of a football thing. I don't know, but no, that never came up.
Anybody have anything else?
Just a quick question. With Kentucky going down the other night to South Carolina, what do you think things stack up league-wise? I mean, up until then, a lot of people were saying, no, they could go undefeated or whatever.
Well, I think it's awfully hard nowadays in college basketball for anybody to go undefeated, and I think it could end up helping Kentucky, in terms of their growth. They got a young team, and you look at what they've been able to accomplish. I think starting 3 true freshmen been pretty remarkable. So I think it speaks volumes also to the competition in our league. You look at the games have been very close, very hard fought for most of the league games. On a given day, anybody in this league can beat anybody. So I think it speaks to the strength of the SEC. I think it's good for everybody.
How do you see the race in the West now?
Well, I think it's too early to tell. What are we 6 games into the season? We got a long stretch ahead of us. I think as far as we're concerned, our focus is just to control what we can control, to make sure that we're as prepared as we can on an individual game-by-game basis when we can't even begin to look, a week ahead, let alone a month ahead, in terms of where things will be. If we can just take care of ourselves and focus on what we can control, that's all I can ask of our team.
Harmon seems to be a kind of perimeter-oriented attack, Sullivan and Reed and those guys. How are they a different challenge to guard?
Well, I've watched about one game so far, and I think they do a great job of shooting the basketball. I think they're second or third in the league in three-pointers made. More guard-oriented than they are on the interior. So we're going to have to do a great job of trying to take away the three-point shot, trying to contain them off the dribble. And then I think Coach Lebo does a very good job of mixing his schemes up offensively and defensively. So, we've just got to be prepared for the adjustments and different looks that they may throw at us on the other end of the floor, and be ready to try to take away their strengths with our defense.